Hi Aries, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. So this is a general love reading for the upcoming week of March 21st through Friday, whatever that is. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, please check out the description box below for any information regarding this reading and this video. If you're unfamiliar, this is Carmilla, and the cat you saw in the back of my chair is Sylvester. They like to join me sometimes for readings. The bird's not much of a problem because she can sit on my shoulder. The cat, on the other hand, when he likes to sit in my lap, can be an issue. Anyway, Aries, so I want to remind you that this is a general love reading, so it can pertain to just about anything. Relationship situations or circumstances surrounding family, home, work, you name it. Also, be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. You may feel like I'm reading for you. You could also potentially feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. My intention is always to reach people who need the message the most and who will benefit from it. So take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. Some of it may feel right for you. Some of it may feel like, I don't, this isn't what's going on with me, and that's fine. My intention is that you're able to get something out of it, and hopefully it will help you in some way. Okay, Aries, so we're going to start. Let's give this deck a cut, and we'll get started and see what's going on with you guys. So we're going to start off with the Ace of Wands, with the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Hangman in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Queen of Swords, Six of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm feeling a kind of a combination of things from this first set of cards. On the one hand, it feels like it's possible you've been dealing with some decisions or a decision that maybe where things didn't go your way, Aries, or maybe dealing with some kind of negative karma situation. But I feel like you're at this point now where you're getting unstuck or freeing yourself. Maybe you've worked through some things. Maybe you found the answers you were looking for. And there's opportunities available to you now. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, both on the table. This could be opportunities within relationships, business or job, financial. It feels like you may have felt trapped or felt like you couldn't move or felt stuck at some point, but there's a sense that you're released from that. Maybe, again, you've worked through some things. Maybe you've dealt with some problems or some issues in the past that have kept you down or held you back a little bit. I do feel like the Queen of Swords could be your energy, and remember, this could be you or somebody that you're dealing with. But the Queen of Swords is somebody who is wise, very intelligent. She does not mess around. She can see deceit and lies from a mile away. She does not mince her words. She is all about business. She makes head over heart decisions. Some people might think that she's cold, but this is an individual. Sometimes a single energy, someone who's been through it and back. So she's just not willing to deal with the crap. Very intelligent, wise, clear thinker. And with her paired with Judgment in reverse, it's possible, Aries, that you've been dealing with some crap or having to work through some things, some poor decisions from the past. And I feel like you freed yourself or made something. Okay, I knew it. Okay, I've got one of these cards from my other deck got stuck in this deck. The Queen of Wands, she came out in reverse. We'll see if she shows up with another deck. Kind of makes me want to start over again, not having that card in my first deck, because she could be a significant player, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this reading, Aries. So we'll see if she ends up being significant later on. Okay, so let's get another set of cards out here. And I do want to say too that there's a sense with the Hangman in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse, that you found some answers or have discovered something or feel less stuck or feel like you have gained a new perspective, something of that nature. Have a clear understanding about something that went wrong. Okay, let's see what else we got. So we've got the Knight of Swords. Ace of Wands again in your underlying energy. Ten of Wands in reverse. Four of Wands. Page of Pentacles in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. Page of Cups. And the King of Cups in reverse. So again, with the Ace of Wands twice in your energy, in your underlying energy, it feels like you may have gained an opportunity to explore something new or move towards something new. This could be a relationship, could be anything. Could be a new creative endeavor. It could be anything, but it feels like maybe you were set back for a while from some poor decisions that were made or some things that weren't going your way. And at this point in time, it feels like something, like you've been released. Like you've been given the green light to take action, to move towards something. Can you please stop chewing on my hair? So we have this King of Cups in reverse. This is somebody who is emotionally distant or emotionally unavailable, someone who can be a little cold himself, somebody who might be, again, not willing to share emotions or show emotions, or emotionally distant, disconnected. This can also indicate someone who's emotionally manipulative. I don't necessarily feel that. Please stop it. She's biting and it hurts. Okay, so Sylvester, I love you dearly. You know I do. Here's the little man. He's down here wanting to get on my lap. But you're going to have to stay down for a while, okay? You know what? I didn't turn on the heater this morning because it's going to be in the 60s today. And we can deal with the cold, and the cat wants a warm lap. But I can't have him in my lap right now, Aries. I just can't. He's cute. I know. So anyway, this king could be connected to some kind of opportunity related to work, financial opportunity. I feel like Aries, you could be making a connection with this person because of an opportunity. That maybe in the past you shied away from, or you decided not to take advantage of. But I think you've gained some answers or some clarity. You don't feel stuck at this point in time. It feels like you're getting a second chance. And it's with or related to this King of Cups. Could be a financial situation or a job situation or just a new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles can indicate some kind of financial opportunity, a new project, opportunity to work with somebody. But we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Maybe you feel like this is like this is something you're stuck with or something that you have to move toward because you don't have any other options. Maybe this is a situation you've avoided in the past because of this individual, because they lack emotions, because they lack you've lacked connection with this person. But I feel like you might be moving toward them, maybe trying again, or feeling like this is an option you have to take, that's something that you need to move toward. Because in the past you might have looked the other way, or maybe thought there was something better. Let's get some more cards out here for you, Aries. Let's see what else we can come up with. We have the Empress. And there's the King of Cups again, this time in the upright position. The Tower. Eight of Swords again in reverse. The Magician in reverse. There's the Ace of Wands again for the third time. Third deck, third time. Clarifying this Queen of Swords. She's got the Empress up there too. Seven of Cups in reverse. And the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so it feels like there's been some resolution in a relationship or something. Somebody's come to terms with something. There's a connection between this King and Queen. This Queen of Swords, King of Cups. This Queen of Swords is also represented by the Empress. And the Empress is a very nurturing, compassionate, loving energy. This is also somebody who has a lot of experience and wisdom. With the Queen of Swords, I do feel that this is your energy, Aries. And again, you could be the King or the Queen. But this Queen of Swords, Empress energy is being presented with some kind of opportunity, something brand new. And it could be an opportunity to reconnect with this King of Cups. So I think feels like he may have come around after a period of time, like he has maybe in the past been unwilling to connect on an emotional level or show his emotions. He's just been kind of distant or unwilling to participate in an emotional manner. But I feel like he may have freed himself from maybe feeling he was either unwilling or not comfortable with this emotional attachment or this emotional connection. But there's some kind of opportunity being a new opportunity presented to you, Aries, because this King has kind of changed. I feel like he's changed his perspective or come to an understanding of something. He's cleared something up for himself, and because it feels like he's kind of moving in a different direction, it opens the door for you, Aries, this Queen Empress energy, to have a new start, a new beginning, a new opportunity with this King. Now, I'm not saying that this is a romantic connection, but it could be. This could be a partnership in business, especially with this Ace of Pentacles out here. This feels like a connection or situation that could provide considerable stability. It feels like it's a connection where there could be some significant growth, or there's value in this relationship. There is something significantly positive about this connection that's beneficial for both parties. And I feel like you've moved past something, maybe moved past some negative karma, some kind of bad situation. There could have been some manipulation. There could have been some lies. There could have been something had gone awry within this relationship. And I feel like the two parties have either or are currently working through it so that a new opportunity, a new connection, movement forward, something positive, moving past this. Aries, you may have even turned your back on this connection at one time, like I said before. Maybe feeling like the grass would be greener on the other side, and maybe you've come to terms with that not being a very positive or good decision for you, and maybe you're moving toward this king again, or he toward you. But there is definitely, with this Ace of Wands out here 3 times, there's a brand new opportunity being presented to you and to him, one or both of you, probably both, because there's a change of perspective with the Hangman in reverse. Someone's gained some enlightenment. Someone has a clearer understanding. Something has changed within this dynamic, is what I'm trying to say. My long-winded explanation. Something has changed within this dynamic for the better. This is feeling like a positive reading so far. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Aries, let's see what else we get. We have the 10 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, the Hangman again in reverse, 6 of Pentacles, Five of Swords. There's the High Priestess again, clarifying the High Priestess. 6 of Swords again, this time in the upright position, clarifying the set of cards with the 6 of Swords in reverse. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this king, this feels... Okay, I want to get this last set of cards out before I look at that further. It feels like there is a new understanding between both parties that there's some kind of compromise or understanding or realization that we can put the negative karma behind us and let go of the conflict. It feels like one or both parties has been hanging on to this conflict for a while. Maybe playing the pointing fingers game. You know, no, you're the one who has to come to terms with this. You're at fault. This and that. But it feels like there might be a compromise in the air, or the sense that it feels like both parties know that if there was some kind of resolution to be had between the two, this King and Queen, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, Empress energy, that if the two parties could accept their part related to whatever conflict this was, poor decisions being made, manipulation between the two, because it feels like both parties could have been at fault, but I think this king is still dealing with some stuff. I think that this king, at least at one time, if not still in the present, and he might still be dealing with this, because I still feel like there's some hesitancy to move forward toward this king, because he's still feeling a little detached. He still feels like he might be all about him, like he's kind of focused on himself, making sure he gets what he needs, that almost like a self-preservation type energy to this person. And I think that's Aries, where you were feeling hesitant to approach this person or reconnect with this person, because there's this preservation energy coming from these cards. Like this person was not or is not, if it's current, willing to put himself in a vulnerable position with regard to you, Aries. And again, you could be either one of these energies, but I'm reading for the Queen of Swords Empress energy, who I think sees now that there may be a new opportunity to move again towards this person, because I feel like he's coming to terms with something. I think that he is working through some stuff. I mean, he's in the upright up here. And I think it feels like he's realized that there was, come on, Carmela, I don't want you on my head. I feel like there was this sense of frustration with this idea that there was an ending between you two, or a possible ending, or something had ended, and you may have both thrown up your hands in the air and said, I give up, I'm not doing this anymore. But there's a sense that wasn't the right move, that was a poor decision. Judgment in reverse. That it wasn't the fact that you had both kind of said, no, I'm not dealing with you anymore, I'm not putting up with your crap. I think you both have come to terms with, you've maybe gone inward and sought some answers, and I think you've come to terms with the fact that together you're stronger. Together you're more balanced. Together you can make things work. And there's this awakening or realization of this, Aries, and you're no longer trapped by your feeling of dismissiveness of this relationship. Is that the right word? I feel like in the past you dismissed each other. You went your separate ways or wanted to. And I think you've come to realize that maybe you're better together. And again, this does not have to be a romantic partnership. It could be a business partnership, work-related, family members that are working on a project together with this Ace of Pentacles. Let's get this last round out, Aries. I think that there's still things that need to be worked through. It doesn't feel like it's a done deal to me. It feels like it's in the process of getting better, but it feels like there's still some things to work through, especially on this King's part. So the Page of Pentacles, or Page of Cups in reverse again. He's in the upright down here. Ten of Cups. Again, I get the feeling like it's kind of like the ball was in this King's court, that he's the one who had to make some decisions. He's the one who had to come to terms with things, because I feel like Aries already did. I'm not saying that either party is guilt-free. What I'm saying is I feel like Aries has come to terms with some stuff, and this King is still working through things, but I think he's starting to realize that the ball is in his court and the potential is there. The potential is there to reconcile, to make things better, to make things stable again, to rebuild, where at one time I think that you were ready to give up. Death in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. The Devil in reverse. Nine of Wands. And the Two of Cups in reverse. Don't bite on my hair. I get the feeling that Aries, one or both of you have kind of moved away from the idea that one or the other is responsible for being the one to make amends or being the one to fix things, being the only one who has to fight this. Like it was one person's responsibility to make this better. And I think, again, I get the feeling like this king is still working through some stuff. The end of this relationship, I think that there was an ending of some sort. I think that there definitely, at least if there wasn't an actual ending, there was the threat of the ending. And it may have been on your behalf, Aries. It may have been you who said, look, if you're not going to come to terms with your part in this, I'm out. I'm not going to put effort into this. I'm not going to try to make this work if you're not going to be a part of this, if you're not going to help, if you're not going to assume some responsibility, accept some responsibility to make this work. Because all this conflict was doing for you was setting you back, making you feel like you needed to give up, that nothing was transpiring for you because some bad decisions were being made. I think that each party, and more specifically this king, was playing the blame game and pointing fingers and in his self-preservation mode, and because of that was causing considerable disruption within this relationship. And I think, Aries, it just feels like you said, look, this is how it's going to be, and kind of laying down the law here, not holding back on keeping things to yourself, revealing what you felt was necessary to reveal in order to make things better, in order to come out of the shadow energy. You said, look, this is how it is, this is how I feel, this is what I want, this is what we need to do if we want this. If we want a new start, if we want a new chance, if we want to make things right, if we want balance and stability within this relationship, then we need to be honest with one another, we need to be clear, we need to accept responsibility for our share of the demise of this relationship if we want to get this back. And I think that you have probably communicated that to this king. And through this communication, through revealing how you feel or what you think, I think this king is coming to terms with some things. And it's really good news that he's up here in the upright, this King of Cups, with the Empress energy. Because I think he's starting to realize what you two had, what you two can have again. But he's got to work through the rest of his stuff. And again, this is a general reading, so this could be anything. This could be a romantic partnership. This could be a business partnership. But when you know, in a nutshell, Aries, two heads are better than one. You two were probably realizing through this conflict, this ending that occurred with the relationship, that things were better when you were a team. When you weren't in the state of needing to be the one who was right, or being more concerned about yourself rather than the stability of the relationship or the connection. And with your Empress energy up here, Aries, I really feel like you've worked through some things. I really feel like you've come to terms with some things, and I think that you are almost, and I don't mean this in a derogatory sense or condescending sense, you kind of schooled this king. And again, that sounds bad, but that's what came into my head, so I said it. By saying, look, I've dealt with this shit. I've dealt with what I was responsible for. I've dealt with some bad decisions that I made. I know that I wasn't on the up and up all the time with regard to this relationship and you. I've come to terms with this stuff. I'm ready to tell you how I feel and what I've done to work through this. And if we want this to work, you've got to do the same. And the good news is this king still has significant love, and has, so he's willing to work. And when I say love, again, this is not necessarily a romantic partnership. When I say love, I mean it could be love in the sense of compassion, loyalty, willingness to work through things because both parties are seeing that they're better together than apart. And this king is dealing with this kind of energy when the relationship's in turmoil. And right now I don't feel like the relationship has mended all the way, but the opportunity is there. The opportunity is presenting itself, and it's probably presenting itself because Aries is saying, look, I'm ready. I'm ready to open the door again. I'm ready to make this work. I'm just remembering some of the readings from, several weeks ago. In Aries, I don't know, you're not alone, but you've been dealing with some crap. So if this is the same group of people that I'm reading for, and it may or may not be, obviously there's no way for me to tell. But this is good news if you were in that group of people that was dealing with some really crappy situations in the past regarding relationships and connections that were not serving you. And again, this could be that you just left that shit behind and you're mending some relationships that are worth your while, that are worth hanging on to. This is a positive reading. It doesn't look like you're out of the woods yet, but it is a positive reading. Is that the one? This is the one. Four of Fire. That's the Four of Wands, which was a significant card in your reading early on, and it came up in the upright. And so I'm going to read this out of the book, and then we're going to wrap this up, Aries. Okay. It's not very long, just about 3/4 of a page. I haven't pulled this card in a really long time. I like it. It's really neat. She's obviously pointing her bow and arrow right directly at the viewer of the illustration, which I love. About to get shot with her arrow of fire. I think it's a her. Looks like a female. Anyway, here we go. The Four of Fire is symbolic of focused mind, emotion, and deliberate action that, once applied, lend impetus and momentum. It means acting with both skill and accuracy and establishing a work ethic or creative process that is reflective of both. It is about focusing on the task at hand, making it the center of our attention, and not allowing distraction to cause us to lose sight of our target or objectives. The Four of Fire represents showing discipline by devoting regular time and energy to repeated practice and application, which in turn increases skill and ability, and in doing so, make one's actions more confident and therefore faster. Goals manifest faster, and outcomes are achieved with less energy wasted. With time and practice, a process can become as natural as breathing, and mistakes become fewer. Unlike other animals, humans are not born with the innate knowledge required to survive. To survive, we must be both willing and prepared to learn. A baby first crawls, then walks, and then learns to run. That same baby cannot run before it has first learned to crawl and walk. We learn primarily through process of repetition and practice. Without repetition and practice, we may be able to learn the rudiments of a new skill, but we cannot become brilliant or accomplished at it, even if we are naturally gifted. If the Four of Fire appears in a reading, it signifies the importance of focus, dedication, discipline, and practice on a physical level. It suggests that we concentrate now and do what needs to be done. The way we improve and achieve things faster is by devoting our attention and focus to practice. There is no such thing as an overnight success. You must first pay your dues. To be the best takes time. I think that's very applicable to this reading, Aries, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think that you've worked through some crap. I think that you've dealt with some poor decisions and some problems from the past. Maybe worked through some negative karma. Whatever the case may be, you set yourself up and put yourself in a position of being presented now with new opportunities because you put the energy forth, you were focused, you were determined, and you want to achieve what you feel you're worthy of, and that is stability and balance and something that works, relationships that work, opportunities that work with people who are willing to put in that same effort that Aries is willing to put in. And I think what you've also done in this process of working towards this, with this king, is that you have, again, you have shown by example. Instead of just telling somebody, look, this is how you do it, this is how we're going to get it done, this is how we're going to make it work, you made yourself the example, and you did what you needed to do in your own life to get to a point where you could continue moving towards something positive because you put the work in. And I think this king is seeing that. And I think through seeing you work through the process, it's released him from feeling trapped and not being able to do the same for himself. And I think he's in the process of working through some stuff. So give him some time. He's going to get there, but he's still working through some things, Aries. And I think that this is a very positive reading for you. And I'm very happy for you. I'm very excited for you. Because we need some positive energy in these times, for sure, Aries. So I'm going to let this go here. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that it gave you something to walk away with. So thank you so much, Aries, for joining me. And I hope I see you again soon. Carmela says goodbye, too. She says goodbye as well. Okay? Bye, Aries. I'll see you next time.